Do you guys remember back in like 2021 when crypto was all that anyone was talking about, whether it was Bitcoin or Dogecoin? And this is back when like GameStop was huge too. So there was a lot of like market volatility and opportunities to make a lot of money, but also to lose a lot of money. And now, today, it seems like the only reason people are talking about crypto is because of how bad it's been doing. There's been times where we went on massive bull runs and you have Elon Musk tweeting about, different cryptos and sending them skyrocketing to the moon. And then you hear about other instances where people had their money invested in some shitcoin or some altcoin and it ends up going to zero and they end up losing everything. There's just so much that goes on with crypto, and I know that it does move in cycles. However, it feels like it's really like dying off and cooling off for now. There's been obviously exchanges that have fallen apart. We all know about Sam Bankman-Fried, um, and that whole debacle. And then there's also like regulatory pressure, and a lot more people are becoming interested in it, and they buy in, and then prices go down, and big companies are losing a lot of money. It's affecting their balance sheets. Like there's a lot that goes on, and I feel like I want to make a video talking a little bit about crypto and what I think of it at this point, because it just seems like we're down bad. And to be honest with you, like I've been investing in crypto since I think I got in. I think it was 2020 when I first started investing, and then in 2021 I got really into it. So I've seen some ups and downs, man. I was up pretty solid on my overall investment when it came to my entire crypto portfolio, maybe like up 50%. Now I think I'm down like almost 70% from my all-time highs. And again, I know that this is part of the process with crypto. And if you can't stomach those, 50 to 100% increases and then 70 to 80% decreases in your portfolio, crypto probably isn't the best place for you to invest your money, just because like you got to be able to stomach that volatility. Like I have so many friends who, when crypto is all anyone was talking about, they would throw some money in there, and then it would go up, maybe they make a little bit of money, and then it would go down and they would panic sell and they end up losing money in the long run. I really haven't sold any crypto at all. I've only continued to add money to my portfolio. I do have over five figures. I'm not anywhere near the six-figure mark by any means, but I definitely have invested over 10,000 in crypto. Um, and I haven't sold anything. The only form of, I guess you can say, selling that I've done is, swapping one crypto for another. Um, I have some money in the bigger names, and then I have some money in some smaller coins, some riskier stuff that I'm invested in, just to go ahead and see if I can, make some money on it. Again, this is all money that I can afford to lose. It's not like I'm putting my entire net worth into crypto. I would definitely recommend against that. I'm no financial advisor, but I think that's kind of common sense. I wouldn't go putting your entire net worth in crypto by any means. I mean, I wouldn't even recommend going above like 5%, maybe 10% if you can stomach that risk. It's just too risky. There's nothing really, you know, backing it in the sense of like investing in a company, and there's a company with actual operations and profits and losses and net income and things of that nature. Like there's numbers and something tangible to fall back on when investing in stocks and ETFs. But at the end of the day, man, like I don't really care what anyone says. Crypto is risky, and just keep that in mind if you are going to invest in crypto. But there are some positives that I want to point out. While we are down pretty bad right now in crypto, there are some positives. There is some institutional adoption. We're seeing crypto added to ETFs, and major financial firms are beginning to enter the space. They have been entering the space more and more, are continuing to enter it. You know, there is the whole scarcity narrative of Bitcoin, right? There's that supply cap. It's never going to go ahead and get larger. So there is that sort of like a digital gold thesis, if you will. Simple supply and demand. It's the foundation of economics. And on top of that, I mean, there is functionality to crypto, right? There's blockchain innovation and smart contracts, and people are building ecosystems and contracts and apps and software on the blockchain. So there's definitely, some positives that I'm optimistic about. However, right now it just feels like things are really shitty, man. Like I try to not even look at my portfolio because I'm down pretty significantly from my all-time highs. Like it's rough, but I've been here before, and this probably won't be the last time that I'm here where I'm down significantly on my crypto portfolio. It really sucks when you look at those numbers and you're like, damn, I had a pretty significant amount of money at the all-time highs. I could have sold, then, but again, that's all in hindsight. You never know when the market's going to go up or go down. I think it's important, at least for me and my strategy, to keep, a long-term horizon in mind, right? I'm hoping to hold on to my crypto for many years, if not decades. I'm hoping 20, 30 years from now, I look back at this and this is just a little blip in the chart. You know what I mean? It's just a little drop. I'm hoping that crypto continues to grow and become more common and more use cases begin to, arrive for users and businesses and consumers and just about everyone who's involved in the economy. So that kind of stuff keeps me optimistic. But again, at the same time, this is just it's a rough time. I was just talking to one of my friends who's a really big investor. He's probably got a little too much in crypto for my comfort level, but hey, to each their own. Like we all have our money, we earn it, we can do as we please. But I was just talking to him about it. He's like, yeah, man, this is a rough patch, but keep the long-term mindset and we'll be back up at some point. And I do agree with him. I'm trying to stay optimistic and be positive, but at the same time, I do think, you know, long-term crypto will be back up and hit all-time highs and beyond. So that's just where my mindset's at right now. And for what it's worth, if crypto does crash and go to absolutely zero, it's gonna fucking suck, obviously, but it won't break the bank for me, man. I've only invested money that I'm capable of losing and that I can afford to lose. I don't want to, but if it happened, I'll be all right. So I think all in all, as I mentioned, this is just a blip. Things are down right now. I think they're going to go back up. I think if there's any piece of advice that I have for you is number one, keep that long-term mindset, stay optimistic. This is a short phase and a long-term thing. And furthermore, if you are still optimistic and you do still believe in crypto, when the market's down, this is when you want to be buying. So if nothing else, maybe dollar cost average a little bit into crypto, continue to add to your positions. It's not investment advice, but at the end of the day, if I invest in something, it's because I believe in it. And when the market's down, when the stock is down, when the crypto's down, if I believe in it, I should be wanting to buy more. So I'm thinking about that and incorporating that into my normal monthly investments. I think I made a video not too long ago about how I wanted to invest a little bit more in crypto. I also think, at one point I was talking about how I don't want to add any more. So I got a lot going on in my personal finances. I do have some money on a monthly basis that I can choose to pivot from investing and saving into stocks and move that into crypto if I choose to do so. So definitely going to take some time to think about that. I'll definitely let you guys know if I start making some contributions into my crypto portfolio. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Just wanted to kind of touch base with you on crypto. It's a small part of my overall finances, but I do think it's important to address and keep you guys updated on. So as always, I appreciate you checking in. If you're new here, I post every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time, I post all kinds of content about personal finance, life experiences, really just anything I feel like talking about. I throw it over some gameplay for you guys and hope you can kind of relate to it. So appreciate you checking in. As always, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.